Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for live stream 2 of the night. Second game of Super Sunday here. Here in the Player Zone channel. And of course, it's the big one. England and Serbia. A very, very big game. With the very tough Serbian side taking on this English side that has so much pressure on them in this tournament to perform, to do well. We'll see how they go. I tipped England. I tipped them just so, and I think that's the key here. They're gonna have to do very, very well to exceed expectation. I think that's the best way to put it. Because this Serbian side, especially in this game here, are going to be a tough, tough cookie to crack. I'll just get the lineups for you now before we get into this game here. Here we go, lineups here. So for Serbia, it's Rajkovic in goal. Velkovic, Milenkovic, Pavlovic at the back three. Zivkovic and Kostic from the wing-back positions. Lukic, Sasa Lukic and Gudeli in midfield with Milinkovic-Savic playing in behind. Alexander Mitrovic and Dusan Vlahovic. And then for England, as you can see on screen, Jordan Pickford in goal. Stones and Gehi start at centre-half. Walker and Trippier from the wing-back positions. Declan Rice and Trent Alexander-Arnold starts in midfield. Phil Foden from the left, Saka from the right. Bellingham plays in behind Harry Kane. Big news being Gehi starts. Alexander-Arnold from the deep central midfield position. And you obviously got no Cole Palmer from the start, but he'll be involved as soon as they bring those substitutes on. And then Mitrovic and Vlahovic both start for the Serbian side. So interesting times. Serbia have gone with that two-striker formation, which is good to see. I'm sure the Polish did quite a similar thing earlier today, employing a defensive formation, but having two up top to cause problems in the outball. I think the physicality of Mitrovic alongside the dynamism of Vlahovic will cause England some problems. So seconds away now from kick-off. Here we go. We're underway. England kicking from right to left. Serbia from left to right. And Jordan Pickford gets underway with a long ball targeting Harry Kane. And the atmosphere already is crazy. Stones' clearance is poor. Here's Dusan Vlahovic. And Trent comes across to clean up his blushes early on here. Interesting how Mark Gehi goes. I think Harry Maguire would have been preferred, but wasn't fit enough in time. He's obviously been dealing with a lot of soft tissue injuries over the season at Manchester United. And one of many defenders who've had to deal with that. So they've gone with Mark Gehi alongside John Stones. So very much more versatile, higher paced centre-back pairing, and Kieran Trippier from the left, and no Luke Shaw either, I think, who's also dealing with those soft tissue injuries from the season with Manchester United as well. So a few different players in different positions. Trent deeper in midfield, but this man's the key, Jude Bellingham. You can see that three centre-half formation for Serbia. Bukayo Saka now on the right. Kostic defending well. He'll have to do an equal good job both ways, defensively and going forward. He's a talented winger, having to be employed in more of a defensively orientated role here in this five-back system. There's Mark Gehi now. And John Stones. One Crystal Palace getting the stump. Obviously, they've got the most players playing, picked for this English squad, which made big news a few weeks ago. Phil Foden is founded by Gudeli. Southgate's team just on the ball here. That's a poor pass from Kieran Trippier, and hacked clear for the Serbian side. We're sitting deep to start this game off. Great noise in this arena. from those English fans. They always come to any tournament ready to make the noise. Now Trent Alexander-Arnold. Look for Sasa Lukic in midfield. Keep it nice and narrow. Looks like Dusan Vlahovic will drop deeper as well, and almost in a 3 in midfield alongside Sasa Lukic and Gudeli. Milinkovic Savic also being that, I guess, midfielder trying to push furthest forward. A set piece now for Trent Alexander-Arnold to whip in. Looks to go quick. Didn't place. It's Trent now. Dangerous spot for this man to whip it in. It's a Harry Kane, John Stones, Mark Gahey, Declan Rice, all attacking this one here, you'd expect. Doesn't get past the initial first man. Declan Rice now to Kyle Walker as England shifts the ball in front of this Serbian very low block they've employed already. This is what we can expect for this game. You think England would have 75+% possession if it's played as we expect. Serbia to sit in deep, defend deep, look to catch England on the counter-attack with those two up top, Dusan Vlahovic and Alexander Mitrovic. And it looks like Milinkovic Savic, instead of being a more of a number 10, sitting in a flat 3 alongside Gudeli and Sasa Lukic. So you've got a bank of 5, bank of 3, and the front 2 to worry about here if you're an English fan. If you want to join me, ladies and gents, let me know your score predictions, your key players this game here. It's a massive game for England. You want to kick off their Euros campaign in the right way. It's Bellingham and Gahey. They're going to have to be very patient and bake down this bank of 8. Let's say a bank of 8 basically in front of the Serbian goal here, in front of Rajkovic's goal. Bellingham looks to find Phil Foden, who tries to roll through and create space in that Serbian defence, but none came to him. All English at the moment, 97% possession in the first 5 minutes here. That's a great horizontal diagonal ball. And Trippier looked to roll back. Phil Foden, but he was deemed offside. Positive start for the English in this game here. Just over 5 minutes played. There is Dragan Stodric. He'll be employing his team to stay solid for as long as possible. The longer this game goes, like we say in many of these sort of uneven type games, the longer it goes, the more in favour it becomes the Serbian side. They can take solace from what Poland did earlier today. They employed a very similar style to keep the Netherlands out for a long period of time. Slovenia obviously getting a draw versus Denmark as well. The underdogs have done okay today as well. Kostic balls over the head of Vlahovic. Trippier tries to clear. And Živkovic wins that ball back. And Serbia have a chance now to have a time of the ball as the fans rise. He's now Milinkovic, the centre of 3 centre halves. The noise in this place is crazy. Every game so far, the fans have come out in force. It's really good to see, and it's created a crazy good atmosphere at every game. Jude Bellingham nicks that off Gudeli. And Trippier and he to his other fullback in Kyle Walker. Slower pace than some of the earlier games we've seen, but nonetheless, ball's moving well here in this one. That was Mark Gahey again. Phil Foden, I think he'll be pivotal in this game. I think he'll be the player that can break down this sort of low block they've got in front here, Serbia. Bukayo Saka obviously will keep really, really wide to his bar line, but I think Phil Foden could be that one to find that moment in between space, in between the deep line midfielders and that defensive line, maybe a spark, and you know how good he is, left foot, right foot from outside the box. I think he might be the player for England to try and be the incisive player to break through this Serbian block. As Bukayo Saka looks to get past Kostic and fails to win a throw. Kostic will win the throw for the Serbs. Did look like he actually came off Filip Kostic in the end. There's Gareth Southgate. The man, he's always the centre of attention, it feels like, at every tournament which involves English. He said he will step down if they do not win it at this tournament. I think that's fair enough because there's a lot of positivity around the group. It looks like this could be the one. There's been a lot of this is the ones, but this team look experienced. All these players have seen major tournaments now. They've built this squad. Generational type players in Jude Bellingham, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden. Speak of, there's Jude Bellingham who's been taken down by Sasa Lukic. There's Declan Rice. Trying to play through Bukayo Saka. Pavlovic as well, he'll clear. Only momentarily to go back to Declan Rice. His touch evades him and it'll be a Serbian throw just deep in their half there. Positive start though for both sides. Serbia doing what they wanted to do. Absorb pressure, sit in deep. Make it hard for England. England a lot of possession early on. But yet to really break apart this Serbian back five. Here's Mark Gahey on the ball. He rolls in Jude Bellingham. Another foul from Sasa Lukic on Jude Bellingham. Ooh, not a lot of these English players obviously playing in the Premier League for Fulham. Kieran Trippier did this dead ball, very central region, 50, 40 yards out from goal. See if he can find a willing runner. Declan Rice, left-hand side. Bukayo Saka furthest right. It's Kyle Walker, he plays, he's short. He searches for Declan Rice. And a foul in the penalty area against John Stones, and it'll be a Serbian free kick in their own half. Blocked out. Alexander Mitrovic to allow Declan Rice to unimpeded run at the football. 10 minutes in, so far, so good for the Serbians. Dealt with a lot of English early pressure, a lot of English early possession. And that ball's gotten away from Milinkovic, Savage there. Kyle Walker, throw that one back in. Positive early, as I said, for them, but also positive for England in terms of we're seeing that possession style of football. We're seeing that ability to boss the ball, like what the Netherlands did earlier today, like what Germany did in the opener. I think I've said a few times so far across these first 3 days, the benchmark has been set for the likes of Spain, Germany. Netherlands went close to it. Can England go and meet it or surpass it in this game here? Because we've seen some big positives and some of the big boys, the big hitters in this tournament so far. Also with France and Portugal still to play, and Belgium as well. There's some of the other big boys who look to join that elite crew. But so far, so good for the heavy hitters in this tournament so far. For England, it would be if they can play with a little bit more pace here. Can they look to break down the Serbian team with playing with a bit more incisiveness, a bit more pace in that final third rather than side to side, waiting for a moment to happen? Can they create something against this low block? It's probably a great way to start the tournament in many regards. You can do it here. You can do it against a lot of good teams because Serbia will be a tough team to break down. That's why I'm not so positive about England's chances here, unlike a lot of people who are very confident in the English to get the job done here. Serbia are going to be a very, very tough outfit to play, especially how you see Dusan Vlahovic dropping almost into a right midfielder type position. So it's becoming a a 5-4. Walker finds Saka. That ball's found Jude Bellingham. And of course it had to be Jude Bellingham. It's him again. And all of 12 minutes and Jude Bellingham makes his mark in Euro 2024. His Real Madrid form continues and has come over here to the national side. Coming off a Champions League final win, he does it again. And this guy is almost inevitable right now. The build-up's good. Kyle Walker, again, that's the incisive pass. Saka in behind, stands the ball up, and it bounces almost into the deck and through that deflection to the ground, loops over the Serbian defenders, and who's there to attack it? It's Jude Bellingham. And it just had to be Jude, didn't it? Gets there and head of Zivkovic. Rajkovic could not do much about that. He couldn't stop the Real Madrid man. And all the players, the man who's had the biggest season up there for Ballon d'Or contention, Jude Bellingham, to open the scoring here. Just 13 minutes into the first half. And now it's time for Serbia to get in the front foot to do anything about this game here. England 1, Serbia 0 after 13 minutes. And it's Hey Jude. Fantastic start for England. I was just saying how Serbia are holding on well, but after all of that pressure showed. And Hey Jude gets sung from all over this arena. And the England fans are very, very happy. And again, it was just a moment like that, as I said, a bit of a moment of incisiveness, a moment of increased pace in the final third. Walker finding that pass to Bukayo Saka, and that cross, I don't think intended, but coming off the defender, bouncing into the ground and up and over the first set of defenders in the first attack, which was Harry Kane. And I tell you what, Zivkovic was in a great position, but Jude Bellingham just attacked that ball and wanted that ball more than anyone else on the pitch. And it showed. And he got the end of that in a fantastic, powerful header into the back of the net. And that's what Jude Bellingham's been all about this season for Real Madrid. He scored a lot of those headers this season. But a fantastic start for him. Controlled possession, controlled the big moments, created the big chance, and scored the first big chance of this game here. And look like they've got that swagger to keep going for it. 90% possession, 95% pass accuracy so far. They're going to cause problems. Baku intended for Phil Foden. It's Jude Bellingham now. Playing keep off with Kyle Walker momentarily. Flying start for the English. And this is a real parallel to what we saw in the final warm-up game versus Iceland. I know it's a different side, but the English were poor. They were slow to get going in that one there. And a third of the way through the first half, we've seen probably the best England we've seen since maybe some of the qualifiers with this type of performance here. Dominant in the ball. Progressive throughout. And we're seeing numbers thrown forward. Phil Foden in that sort of tight left-hand channel, opening up space for Kieran Trippier outside of him. Jude Bellingham pushing on and almost being that second striker behind Harry Kane. This is what we expect from England. This is what we've got here early on, 1-0 England. I think Serbia had a good start. There's just not many players who can stop Jude Bellingham right now. That's just the difference at the moment. Position back with the English now. Kyle Walker. Finding Bukayo Saka. And a 1-2 there with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Foden with a little flick. Phil Foden again now. And Bellingham. And Foden, here's Trippier now. And England looking calm, composed on the ball. And Zivkovic all over Jude Bellingham. as he was almost for the goal as well. It was all over him as well. But Bellingham getting the better once again and winning that foul for England. Misplaced pass by Kyle Walker. Mitrovic holds the ball up and looks to get Serbia going in the right direction. Need a bit of possession here, a bit of time on the ball. Try and stamp their authority, get a foothold in this game here because it's been one-way traffic, one-way momentum, and one team with all the ball at their feet at the moment. And that's been England. Verkovic now. And Sasa Lukic. It wasn't Dusan Vlahovic, and a lot of defensive work, but not much possession in the final third. Harry Kane's played Phil Foden. And runners are there, including Trent Alexander-Arnold. And his effort on the volley was never hit well. A flailing elbow from Dusan Vlahovic. Just cheekily got Jude Bellingham. And this is the Trent Alexander-Arnold volley effort. Just never quite set up for him nicely. Positive start there for England. Even there, that was a warning shot, I think, for Trent Alexander-Arnold. He can push on from midfield. He can create from that midfield position now. Going to be obviously dangerous for England in that position there. Vlahovic, Mitrovic wins that header there. The return ball to him is poor. John Stones can recycle back to Jordan Pickford. It's a poor pass in John Stones, which caught Kyle Walker off balance. And it'll be a Serbian throw. Velkovic going long. In search of Dusan Vlahovic. He initially did well, but Mark Gahey physically got the better of him. And Trent's given it away. And it's Mitrovic. Oh. And it's flown past that near post. Wasteful from Trent Alexander-Arnold to midfield. And that's the danger by playing him in that position. Very lackadaisical on it. Second touch is poor. When it lands, get Kostic, and it ends up with the dangerous Alexander Mitrovic and just puts his effort wide of the near post. But it was fired at pace. He would have beaten Pickford if we were on target. And there's Serbia's first effort on goal in anger here in this game. Yeah, it's taken 20 minutes, but that's the danger for England. Saka holds off his defender and wins a foul. Pavlovic fouling the Arsenal winger. It's not quite close enough to goal to cause problems, you'd think, but with the likes of Alexander-Arnold and Kieran Trippier, every set piece for England is going to be dangerous. And it's Foden, it's Alexander-Arnold and Trippier over the ball. Trippier to pass the scene. And there's the two targets. Mark Gahey, Stones, Harry Kane, all key targets. Jude Bellingham will also be a target from this one here. Trent's right foot, Foden's left foot. What will it be? It'll be Trent's right. It's actually hit Declan Rice in the end. And it's come off him and gone behind for a goal kick. And I tell you what, massive opportunity. Great flight of delivery. And I think Rice just didn't see it through the three players in front of him, through Harry Kane and Goodelli. Ended just hitting his arm in the end. And a missed opportunity there for England. We approach the halfway point in the first half. It's Jude Bellingham's 13th minute header, which separates the two sides. England 1, Serbia 0. Rajkovic. Trippier rises highest. And there's Sasa Lukic, the Fulham man. He gets there under Vlahovic. He keeps the ball initially and looks for the Hollywood pass there to Philip Kostic. Wasn't meant to be. Cut off by Kyle Walker. Pickford looks towards halfway to Jude Bellingham. Divkovic goes backward to Milenkovic. And now Rajkovic. So we're just getting a little bit of a control back in this game. They need to have a little bit more possession. And this is what you'd like to see here. Here comes Milinkovic-Savic. Looks to play in Dusan Vlahovic, who will use his left foot. And Mark Gehi in the way to block that one. That's Bukayo Saka to pick up the scraps. And they look to spring a counter-attack here, England. It's Phil Foden who put that ball behind Bukayo Saka. A chance now for the Serbians to come forward with Philip Kostic. And both teams quite upset with what was happening there. And Bellingham just left some extras there on the Juventus winger, Kostic. And Bellingham putting his chest through the Juventus winger there, we can see. And that's what you like to say. A bit of energy, a bit of intensity in this game. A bit of feeling. It's always good to see. And that's what he's bringing across from Real Madrid. That need to win, that willingness to win in every single game he plays in. And that feeling as such. Positive start for England. On the right foot here in the first 24 minutes of this first half. There is Bellingham. Milinkovic-Savic wings it off him though. And Jude's in well with the tackle. It's fallen to Dusan Vlahovic though. And broken up by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And a chance for England to spring the counter-attack. Numbers throwing forward. Here comes Kyle Walker. He's got the pace. As Walker cuts it across the area. No one's there to put the ball in the back of the net. Huge chance spurned for England. And that's the danger for Serbia. They get caught in possession. The three centre-halves, the only ones at the back. And you've got Phil Foden, Kyle Walker, Harry Kane, and Saka joining in. And Bellingham were coming in at the back post. But no one was able to get on the end of this cut across from Kyle Walker. I think Phil Foden was almost there. Just too far ahead of the City teammate. But another warning shot from England. There's Milenkovic, he's fine. Sasa Lukic in this deeper role. Driving into some green grass. And finding Velkovic. Now Zivkovic, he's brought in. Quite quiet in this first half, as a rule of thumb, Zivkovic, but looked to grind this game out. A big job shutting down Phil Foden. This one here. And had to cop a brunt of a Bellingham flying header for the opening goal. But he's got a big role to shut down Phil Foden. As possession stats come on screen, both teams have 2 attempts so far on goal. The important one is that one attempt on target which England have converted, but the 70% possession. Theme of the game so far, a lot of English possession. They haven't been a little less careless, Serbia. They could have had a bit more possession this game here. Just like that pass there. A little bit too much from Serbia. Just expecting to play a little bit on the ground, through the lines a bit more. Look to build into this game, which has been owned by England so far and topped off by a 13th minute Jude Bellingham goal. Pickford search for Harry Kane. He's in a tussle with Milenkovic, but foul deemed from the referee. Yeah, Kane's been dragging down Milenkovic. Serbia just establishing themselves here, though. We've seen them have that big chance falling to Mitrovic after Trent's poor touch of midfield. You don't expect England to make that many more mistakes. You've got to pounce when you get the opportunities if you're a Serbian fan, a Serbian player. Unless they can find a way to string together 5 to 6 minutes of solid possession and maybe piece apart this English defence. which so far has looked very, very solid. Mark Gahey alongside John Stones, and then obviously Kyle Walker from right back and Kieran Trippier getting the start from left back. There's Zivkovic. Looked to play Mitrovic, but his pass was poor. Declan Rice picked that off, and his interplay with Kieran Trippier was superb. And England just looking better in possession, better in tight areas. You've got the likes of Declan Rice and Trent Alexander-Arnold turning the cogs in midfield. That's what's going to happen, though. Here is Declan Rice and Bellingham. Walker now and back to Rice. There's Trent. Finding Bukayo Saka right far on this right-hand flank. On that touchline, like we've seen for Arsenal. Trent gives him a return ball. It's a fantastic ball in behind. Saka, the ball sits for him. Oh, and his header just falls short. There's Bellingham, edge of the area. And Trent with tricky feet and winning the free kick in a very, very dangerous position. And I think he'll be queuing up to take this free kick for himself in a very Trent Alexander-Arnold type position. Very smart footwork. And Godelli just committed, and there's always going to be a foul when you go to ground from there. And you think Trippier, Trent, will be wanting a piece of this one here. Kieran Trippier's placed it. Maybe he might be the one to take it, but you'd think Trent, having won it and knowing what he's done this season from these type of areas, would be the first one to get his head over this football here and try and whip this ball into that top left-hand corner. Past Rajkovic. We got the Veltins Arena here. Fantastic atmosphere. Fantastic night here in Germany. We had a very good day in terms of the sun. Apparently the weather's been subpar for a lot of the build-up to the European Championships. As Trent's replays this ball, it looks like it'll be Trent Alexander-Arnold. The two-man English wall as well. Trent looks like he's lining this one up. It's Trent to take. 30 yards out here. Alexander-Arnold straight into the Serbian wall in the end. Kind of whelming that take there after all the build-up. It's Kieran Trippier now who go back to Jordan Pickford. There's Rice winning that 50-50. And Bellingham sprays the ball to the oohs and ahs of the English fans. There's Bukayo Saka now. Kostic facing him up. He takes the bar line route. I think we've got a good touch there. I can find Zivkovic, but it's only as far as Mark Gahey. And here comes Jude Bellingham with a fantastic turn. Deep ball in the search of Bukayo Saka. Doesn't quite reach the Arsenal winger. And Declan Rice will look to keep England going forward. Now with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Declan Rice and return to the Liverpool fullback. His pass finds John Stones and they look to use his right channel yet again. Bukayo Saka yet again willing to run in behind. And a foul not given against Pavlovic. And it could be a foul for handball against Bukayo Saka. As with that fantastic Jude Bellingham half volley ping. Which got a lot of oohs and ahs in the arena. He is that guy at the moment. The aura surrounds Jude Bellingham. Serbia yet again having a chance to build up from the back in possession. Chance to take some of the sting out of the English attack, which has been almost non-stop since the kickoff here. For the 32nd minute here. 1-0 to the English. Chances not as clear cut as we've seen so far in the tournament. But Jude Bellingham, the difference maker so far after the half-hour mark. There's Milinkovic-Savic now. Plays Gudeli. Back and good defeat of Gudel. Velkovic finds Zukovic. Back to Velkovic now. Just trying to build up a little bit more confidence on the ball now, Serbians. Milinkovic-Savic finding Mitrovic. And here's Zivkovic. His ball. Target for Vlahovic away from Gehi. Saka wins the second ball. Jude Bellingham looks to find Phil Foden. His dink ball. Couldn't find Harry Kane. And the Serbians will repel it once again. That looks like the avenue to goal. Mitrovic and with Vlahovic both there, you've got the tall timber. Without Harry Maguire for this England side, that looks like the avenue to goal. Putting balls into the area, being that physical target inside the box, getting the balls to Kostic and Zivkovic on the flanks, getting them to whip balls into the area, cause problems for the English backline. Initially well dealt with by Mark Gehi, but there was a bit of a mad scramble there for a minute, so that looks like Serbia's avenue. Philip Kostic, crowded out by Alexander-Arnold. Back to Kostic. Juventus man's ball's poor. And swept out by Jude Bellingham. More positive signs here for the Serbian side. Going into this game. Potentially another big chance before the half-time. I'll look to try and take that. And they're still in the game as we speak. 1-0 is not a comfortable lead for England right now, despite some of the dominance they've had over large periods of this first half. If Serbia keep growing this game in, keep going forward with these dangerous attacks, it's going to show eventually. There's Gudeli and Velkovic. Milinkovic now. Throwing into space and revealing that ball to Pavlovic. His pass is poor and picked off by his centre-half counterpart and Mark Gehi. Milinkovic-Savic's pass was poor and picked up by Declan Rice. He's done that job so well all season for Arsenal. But yet again, though, in important areas, Serbia's passing not quite up to scratch. As Trent's ball, not up to scratch, is a poor pass. And Zivkovic just allows that ball to usher over the line and win the Serbian throw. So some sustained Serbian pressure with 10 minutes to play in the first half. Plus some stoppages. It's Lukic now. Pavlovic and Kostic. It's all Serbia need now. Just that dangerous pass with Vlahovic and Mitrovic dropping in at times. You've got to try and find the opportunity when one drops in and one runs through that channel there, because the space will open up because the centre backs of the England side are tracking the forwards. This is the moment here. Milinkovic-Savic now to Zivkovic on this right hand flank. Now Vlahovic, and just dilly-dally on the ball too much. There was options aplenty. Just took too long to get rid of it. Now a chance for England on the counter-attack. Gudeli's fouled Jude Bellingham. And he still played a Bukayo Saka, who skipped past Pavlovic well. It slipped in and just behind Phil Foden. That's a big opportunity again for England when they win that ball back in midfield and it can go quickly. Jude Bellingham, Trent Alexander-Arnold spraying that ball early, especially out to Bukayo Saka. He's keeping his width very well. It's causing problems and looks like he's got the beating of Pavlovic quite easily. So that looks like a very, very dangerous avenue towards goal for England. Bukayo Saka now on 3 or 4 occasions skipping past Pavlovic with ease. So a worrying sight for Serbian fans, for the Serbian manager. Just too easy out on that right channel there for England. Velkovic now. Živkovic with a great ball inside. Sasa Lukic got space to turn. Potentially pick a pass. Here's Alexander Mitrovic dropping in a bit of a deeper role. And Filip Kostic, ball into the area. Vlahovic the target away from Declan Rice. On his far, Sasa Lukic. And Serbia just building and building and building in this game. Now Živkovic takes Trippier to the bar line. But once again, Declan Rice in the way, and he drives out of the defence here. Does it quite well. And Bellingham turning and fouled yet again. Referee plays advantage, and Bellingham just on a stroll in midfield. Another foul on Jude Bellingham, and the first yellow card of the game goes to Udeli. He's brought down Jude Bellingham himself probably 2 or 3 times in this game. Poor challenge, yeah, just a little late on Jude Bellingham, who's had his own football out there. It feels like he's playing his own game. The Real Madrid man. If you second guess if he had the same sort of performance like he had for Real Madrid, you would be wrong, because he has carried over that form from this league season and the Champions League final into this game, finding the score sheet just in the 13th minute from a very powerful header. Came from that Bukayo Saka cross from that right-hand channel, which has been England's avenue to goal. It feels like that right-hand side has always been the dangerous side. Saka at will getting past Pavlovic and inside of Filip Kostic, guard on that left-hand side. That's another poor challenge. Sasa Lukic on another Premier League star and Declan Rice. England have another long stretch here in possession. Declan Rice now on the ball. And Phil Foden, he finds Bellingham in that little hole. And Sasa Lukic wins that ball well. England just struggling here to maintain control possession at the current moment. I think willing just to give Serbia some time with the ball. Looks like Filip Kostic is down and getting some attention here. Don't know if it's his day done. There's all the noises coming from the England half of this ground here. In full voice after that Bellingham opener. Bit of physical start in this game here. We look to that goal. Kyle Walker slipping out into the channel. Saka the willing runner. And that ball bounced, deflected off Pavlovic's foot into the ground, which looped up over Harry Kane in the first centre half, and it was Jude Bellingham to react quickest and scoring that first goal to open up England's account in the Euros. And as I said, it just had to be Jude Bellingham. You just knew it had to be that guy with the season he's had, the goals he's scored. It was only right. It had to be him to score. Both teams have a chance here just to catch their collective breaths, reassess, as we are only minutes away from half-time here. Declan Rice been fantastic in midfield alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold. Bukayo Saka, as I said, has been massive for England on that right-hand flank. He's been the most dangerous English forward in many regards. Phil Foden obviously coming more centrally to allow Trippier the bar line for the left-hand channel. But for England, so far, so good. The opening sort of half an hour was all English, basically. All the possession, all the forward movement. Serbia have stabilised across the last 10 minutes, getting a bit more possession. But just too wasteful for me in the final third, or just too lax on the ball, giving the ball away too often than not. As Filip Kostic looks to be okay. Looks like he'll return to the field of play. Pick up a knock, or saying that. Destined to be some substitutes ready themselves on the touchline. Rajkovic looked to go long in search of Milinkovic Savic. You can't bring that under control when it's cleaned up by John Stones back there. And he plays 1-2 with his City counterpart, Kyle Walker. But out of play. He gets a warning for kicking that ball away. The Serbians are quick to tell the Italian referee that John Stones had his one warning now, kicking that ball away. Here's Mladenovic coming on now for Filip Kostic, who has picked up a serious enough knock to be withdrawn from this game here, the Juventus man. So Mladenovic comes on to replace him on that left-hand flank there. Bit of quality missing now for the Serbian side now that he is sitting out. And there comes the rain, as I was thinking about the good weather earlier. The rain has started to fall now. We've got just over a minute left of regulation time here in the first half, plus some stoppages. So there might be a few due to the continual fouls and that substitution. And the stoppages for medical attention for Filip Kostic. You think about 3 minutes or 2 minutes of stoppage time here in this first half. Serbia, as I said, yet again, having a bit more time on the ball, growing into this game here. Mitrovic holds that ball up well. Declan Rice for company though, and it's done well to nick that ball off the Saudi Arabian league striker. Picked his balls, found the feet of Bukayo Saka, who's skipped past 2 or 3 and done fantastically well there. It's good, Ellie. It's at a personal great 1v1 versus Jude Bellingham so far. They've both had massive clashes at the football. Press being led by Harry Kane. Serbia looking to play through the press and so far doing that well enough. Good, Ellie. As we're into the last few seconds here of first half regulation time. And it's Goodeli skipping past Jude Bellingham. And a chance now for Serbia to maybe spring one more attack before the half-time break. Mladenovic. 2 minutes of stoppages to come. Here's another chance, another twist in this towel here in the first half. Milinkovic Savic on the ball. Both Serbians forwards on the edge of the area. And that ball just too far for Dusan Vlahovic to chase in from Sasa Lukic. And they've got that real industry midfield, but the creation's not quite there, you'd think. Goodeli probably the best in terms of the creators. Milinkovic Savic playing furthest forward, but I think you think of Milinkovic Savic, you think of Sasa Lukic, you think of industry, you think of breaking up the play, hard working on and off the ball. You don't think of creativity, and that might be where they fall short in this game and in this tournament, Serbia, because the English back four has been very, very good so far, especially with this new centre-back pairing of Gehi and Stones. You've got more versatility, more pace in that back line. Advantage paid. Mladenovic cuts inside Trent Alexander-Arnold and chips over his own teammate there for a minute, and Trent eventually fouls the substitute. He plays quickly to Mitrovic. Less than a minute to play here in this first half. They've built some solid momentum here. Now it's Sasa Lukic in midfield. Now Goodeli. Edge of midfielder plays to his counterpart in Sasa Lukic. 30 seconds to play in this first half. Here's Zivkovic on this right-hand flank. And Sasa Lukic whips the ball in. Ooh. And John Stones struggled to get rid. And for a moment, it looked like Dusan Vlahovic was there to make a clean run through on goal. It just didn't miss the Juventus man. But a chance if Mladenovic has come off the bench to some great success early on here. Being almost better than Filip Kostic in his few minutes onto the pitch, and a chance to find one of their 2 key stars up top from this corner. The last play of this first half, it's Mladenovic to whip in the ball. It's low and it's poor, and Bellingham can get rid. The referee will allow this to play on. Milinkovic Savic finds Sasa Lukic on the edge of the area. And that is that for the first half. England lead 1-0 through a Jude Bellingham 13th minute header. It was all England the first 25 to 30 minutes. Serbia built into the game. Into the last 10 to 15 minutes, it was all Serbia. But it's that Real Madrid man who carried his great form from the league season to give England the lead. It's England 1-0 in half-time. So a quick break, and I'll join you guys once again for the start of the second half. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for a massive second half. We've refueled like the two teams and we're ready to go. Very interesting to see how this second half plays out. Serbia with a bit to do. Not a ridiculous amount though. A few quick changes you'd think. Try and get the ball wide into wide areas and whip that ball into the area. I think that's the key for me. Gudeli off, Ilic on for the Serbians. I think it's a very easy fix at the moment. Yeah, force the ball wide, attack the ball into the centre of the area, and attack these English centre halves. A lot of crossing opportunities, and yet to really test them through crosses again. First half, Jude Bellingham's 13-minute goal, if you're just joining us, was the difference. But again, not a very exciting first half. We've had very exciting games of football. This one wasn't it. Just got the clock fix it up in a little bit. But I was saying, yeah, first half, only the 3 shots to England for 2 shots to Serbia. So not the most entertaining game. A game played, I guess, in between the thirds in many regards, but not that technical top quality we saw in last night's watch song with Spain and Croatia. A bit of a different style. But as the first half ended, Serbia were growing and growing to this game and probably finished on top. So England to bounce back and to show what they got here early in the second half. And start the second half similar to how they started that first half, which was a lot of possession and finally finding that way to go right at the end through Bukayo Saka on the right and Jude Bellingham heading home. It's the big news for England. Harry Kane's lack of involvement in the first half. Did a lot of unselfish running and hold-up play, but not very influential in that first half, and will look to get more involved as this game goes deeper because English side will need their captain. Bellingham done well. The Italian referee says, I'll play advantage. Another game to keep moving. Lukic, now to Milinkovic, Savic, who will be joined by Ilic in midfield now that Gudeli has been removed from due to his yellow card. I want to play that physical style of football yet again. The Serbians. England unchanged in their starting lineup. Great touch there from Bukayo Saka to find Trent Alexander-Arnold. Harry Kane has a chance to get his head up and turn. And the referee has got in the way of that pass back to Bukayo Saka. That's summed up Harry Kane's game so far, isn't it? His first opportunity to make a pass in behind, intercepted by the referee. And as I was saying, yeah, England unchanged. Kostic was removed in the first half due to a knock for Serbia. Obviously had a half-time. Gudeli on his yellow removed for Ilic in midfield for Serbia. So a few changes for them. If they can continue to keep building like they did in the first half, could be some danger here to England's 1-0 lead, which is always a dangerous lead. Never a comfortable one to be on. is now Sergio Milinkovic-Savic. He finds Sasa Lukic, and his ball rolled in the Vlahovic direction. Wasn't quite good enough, and reacted first was Declan Rice. He's been intercepting basically everything that's gone forward for Serbia. There is Zivkovic on this right-hand flank. He's had growing confidence in this game. He continues to drive at defenders. It might come back to him more, and Declan Rice got all ball. Once again, that brick wall at the back. And the outballs find Bukayo Saka. Pavlovic keeps for company. Saka's ball, just not good enough. Jelly Bellingham had a paddock out there in the left-hand channel. Saka yet again, fantastic. The Arsenal players on this side so far, Saka and Rice have been fantastic. Jude Bellingham obviously fantastic with his goal. Phil Foden's had some moments, but relatively quiet alongside Harry Kane. Also Kyle Walker, ever present. Stones will head his own header back to Jordan Pickford, and he rolls to Declan Rice, who I think is covering every blade of grass at the moment. Picked up balls about in every part of the park. Very good. His opening 15 minutes of this game. So yeah, we just got to find an ability to break through that initial, I guess, moment for the English defence. They get only so far and then don't have that incisive edge to break through and get a chance for their two forwards. Because when you think when they'll get a chance for a goal, they'll probably convert it. Two very clinical finishes. They seem to find them the ball, get them the ball as soon as possible and in front of goal as often as possible. Because so far they've had scraps to feed off as Bellingham picks that ball up in midfield. Just a little bit more pace, a little bit more incisiveness in the final third for me for Serbia, and they might have a way, an avenue back into this game because they're by no means out of it. England have struggled to really gain back control since sort of the 30-minute mark. Foden chipped out there by Ilic. The press by the man who came off the bench. Pavlovic beating Saka to that header. But Phil Foden picking that up and returning it to Bukayo Saka. Trent looking to turn. Dispossessed though by Sasa Lukic, and the Fulham man drives. But yet again, Declan Rice, a way to break the play up. Pavlovic done well. He's holding off Bukayo Saka much better in this second half. Done well there to keep possession for the Serbian side. And they're just growing in this game. Continuing to get on top. More possession. More dangerous spells. Milinkovic-Savic. Now to Zivkovic. Bellingham in the way of that pass there. Bellingham keeps it in well. Milinkovic beats Harry Kane in that ball there. It's very, very solid start in the opening 5 or 6 minutes here from Serbia. They picked up where they left off in the first half. Milinkovic now finding Milinkovic-Savic. Now Pavlovic. There's Dusan Vlahovic. His first chance. Oh, and the cut across the area was dangerous. Pavlovic won that ball ahead of Harry Kane. And Pavlovic driving. Now a chance for Mitrovic. Looking to find somebody to make a run, but everyone stood still. But wow, the start of the second half has been all Serbia. Firstly, Vlahovic's ball across the area. Just ahead of Milinkovic. It's been a great introduction since the substitution. Mladenovic just couldn't get on the end of that cross there from Vlahovic. You even think Ilic as well, who's come off the bench, has been influential amid middle of the park as well. So England need a lift here. They had a bit more pace in their play, a bit more precision in their passing. And getting back control is a bit of a wake-up call, I think, for Gareth Southgate's men here. They've just sort of gone into their shell a little bit. Very stereotypical of England in past international tournaments, including the previous European Championship. This is a lot. They got an early lead in the first half and would end up just holding on for the rest of the game. A throw to the Serbians. Milenkovic looking like he caught him, but no foul given from the Italian referee, and chance now for Zivkovic drive Serbia forward once again. Sasa Lukic. And Milenkovic now. There's Sasa Lukic now. Milenkovic Savic, very, very audacious ball to try and find Zivkovic down that right-hand channel there. And the man who applies his trade in Saudi now has had a very poor start of this game. One of the more experienced Serbian players, but struggled in the early passages here. Probably been Sasa Lukic, probably been their best central midfielder, and Ilic since coming on has been a bit more proactive again going forward. Held up well there by Mitrovic. His pass is poor and picked off by Declan Rice yet again. You could have me saying that in repeat, I feel like. And Mitrovic fouls Harry Kane. "10 minutes into the second half here, and it's been all Serbia, to be honest with you. There's Gahey. And now with Jude Bellingham, he'll look to get the cogs turning for this English side, dropping into a bit of a deeper role here, trying to get them going forward. He's Trent Alexander-Arnold, who can definitely change the game for the English. Crossfield ball, finding Kieran Trippier. And there's Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham now. And this is the type of movement we want to see from England here. Declan Rice, Trent Alexander-Arnold, lines up a shot, stings the gloves of Rajkovic. And Bellingham in tight areas done well. There's Kyle Walker. And England just starting to turn the pressure up now. There's Trent Alexander-Arnold. His more natural right flank position. Pulled back to Jude Bellingham. And that's all ball from Ilic. That's another one of those opportunities for England there to make the most of it. And Jude Bellingham is furious with himself to not get that shot on target. Once again, Declan Rice taking that ball. And England all of a sudden just building the pressure again. And you just saw that passage. It was Rice. It was Bellingham and Kane and Foden. That's what you, if you're an England fan, that's what you want to see. These are the players on the ball. That's how you break down this Serbian low block. I think really important to get the next goal here for England. Stabilise, get that 2-goal leading. Get out of this game with a tough-fought win, because Serbia have been up to it. Since that half-hour mark, they've been probably the better team and deserve it of at least finding a key chance. Maybe not the back of the net, but the building. Declan Rice yet again breaking the play up there after Gahey's poor pass. And there's Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Jude Bellingham. And Bukayo Saka, who's come more centrally for the minute. And Bellingham. It's the time being. England happy to have a bit of the ball. A bit of possession. Just gain a foothold back into this game after they had it by the scruff of the neck in the early half an hour. They were well and truly the best team, and then Serbia have been since. And that Trent Alexander-Arnold pass Little bit too much for Harry Kane. And back for Rajkovic to collect. The Serbians continue to build in this game here. Stats are levelling themselves out. 44% possession for the Serbians. 352 passes, only 90 now less than the English. He had, I think, over 100 more passes in the early proceedings in this game. There's Milanovic. Stones in the way. Oh, what a key interception, and appeals for a penalty here. The referee waves it away. And a great little reverse ball that Milanovic gets in the end of. And I don't think he's going to get a penalty for that, Mitrovic. Trippier just pushing him under the ball and allowing Pickford to collect eventually. I think that's a penalty in that at all. He's going out quite softly for a man of his size and stature. Yes, the referee and Mitrovic have a bit of a back and forth here discussing that challenge, but I think he says that's in the end a little bit in the back. It's not side to side as such, but that's a fair challenge in my books. And if you're paying penalties for that, it's a downhill spiral for the game here at the Euros if that's going to be given a foul. As we see, Dusan Tadic and Nikola Jovic ready to go. So 2 attacking substitutions. Number 10 and a forward. And it's going to be Mitrovic to be making way here. So the captain after that challenge there. And the record goal scorer for Serbia being dragged here. It's very interesting because Dusan Vlahovic has had less of an impact in this game here. Dusan Tadic to come on. He'll take the armband off Mitrovic. And Lukic has been pulled as well. He's probably been their best midfielder out of the lot. So interesting substitution for the manager here, taking off the best midfielder and probably the best forward so far for the attacking Dusan Tadic and Luka Jovic. It's about time we saw a bit of Dusan Tadic as well, considering his creativity on the ball. Something they were missing, but to replace Sasa Lukic is very interesting. Probably their best midfielder so far. I'm surprised Milinkovic-Savic hasn't been pulled, considering he's had a very poor game. I'm also surprised that the 2 forwards, Vlahovic isn't dragged either, because he's probably been the worst of the 2 strikers as well. Milinkovic-Savic fell into the back of Harry Kane there, into the foul for England. John Stones now finding Mark Gehi at the back. Now brought to Bukayo Saka, and he's been crowded out in this second half here. Less of an impact than that first half. We had a lot of green grass to run into. Pavlovic has gotten tight to him. Milanovic has come in close and supported defensively. And as such, Bukayo Saka has been looked towards, but not had much impact here in this second half so far. Serbia continuing to develop here in this game. Growing in possession, growing in confidence. It just feels like it's destined for a Serbian big chance here in moments' time. They just keep pegging away at this England side, and outside of that little moment where Bellingham had a half chance in front of goal, it's been all Serbia yet again here in the second half. And continued the way they finished outside the last 15 minutes of the first half. On top, owning the ball, owning the territory battle. The ball living in England's half here. Looking like a very similar story to what we've seen with England in terms of the friendlies in the build-up and also some of the qualifiers and past European Championships and World Cups for England where they get a goal early and they sit in. They don't look to advance and create and play with pace and a real sharp edge in the final third. It's been blunt and passive and pragmatic since their opening goal for England. Pavlovic now. He finds Milinkovic-Savic and that return ball to Milanovic. Now Milinkovic-Savic looks towards the back post. And that ball's been cleared away by Kieran Trippier, but Serbia continue to build. And the substitutes are making a difference here for Serbia. Pavlovic looking for Milanovic. Another deep cross, probably too deep that one. Phil Foden takes it and just hacks clear, and that will do at the moment for England, it feels like. Ilic now. Velkovic and now Ilic. The Serbian fans are in fine voice as their team continues to push to the goal in front of them. Milinkovic-Savic's ball was poor. Hasn't really had that quality in the ball tonight. There's Velkovic again. That ball's going to land the feet of Dusan Tadic. And smart feet and to his substitute partner there and Luka Jovic, and just couldn't get the ball under his own spell. Another massive chance for the Serbian side. When will this pressure start to show? Because England are under the pump. They're under the Serbian cosh here. And his first touch just evades him there, Luka Jovic. You just got to think if Alexander Mitrovic is in that position, he probably takes that and scores that goal. Harry Kane done well holding the ball up there and winning a foul for England. And a much needed foul as they wander into Serbian territory for the first time in some time. English chance to flurry into their forward half for the first time in a long time, it feels like, now with Kyle Walker. Looks a roll into Harry Kane. He sets it now for Alexander-Arnold, and he'll win a corner off Pavlovic. The first corner we've seen in a long time in this game. The English fans, fine voice once again. Their team attacking their goal in front of them. A chance now with just under 25 minutes to go. They're going to potentially double their lead. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Now for corner set pieces. Can he find one of the big Englishmen in the box? He just finds the left glove of Rajkovic is what he finds first. Only repelled as far as Phil Foden now. There's Trent Alexander-Arnold who'll try and whip a ball into the area. Looking for Phil. Oh, I thought it was for John Stones at the end of that one there. Now Jude Bellingham will stand up Ilic. And cut to the bar line. Again, tricky feet once again. And gets the space, works the space well. And Rajkovic, easy catching there, just not far enough away from the Mallorca goalkeeper. The Real Madrid man only whipping it as far as that Mallorca goalkeeper. Seriously, no Harry Kane in the box. That's what you want to see in the box if you're an England fan. It appears Conor Gallagher will be the one coming on here. And Trent, who's seem to be limping a little bit. Going over that corner will be the one to make way. Hope it's not something serious, maybe just a bit of a knock rather than a strain for the Liverpool man. There's Ikovic. Ball into Dusan Vlahovic. He competes well against John Stones. Linkovic, Savic ball. Once again, Paul, he's been very wasteful in this game here. And that ball from Rice is out of play. And Serbia have a throw in a very dangerous position now. Now the sub will be made. Conor Gallagher. He's had a fantastic year for Chelsea. Coming on to replace Liverpool's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent making way. A bit more of a defensive oriented Conor Gallagher. A bit more of an energizer midfield introducing. It might come in handy now for this situation where England are getting overrun a little bit in midfield and forward areas. A chance for the Chelsea man just to stamp his authority here. Work hard. Make it difficult for likes of Dusan Tadic. Likes the Ilic in midfield. There is Dusan Tadic. The ball from Linkovic Savic over the head of Vlahovic. Now Milanovic. Pavlovic skips past Conor Gallagher. And his ball blocked away by Gallagher and out for a throw. And Serbia continuing to build here as they approach the 70-minute mark. Unsurprisingly, out of all the games so far, the most boring has come from an England game. Only the 6 shots in this game, 2 on target, one of them being the Jude Bellingham 13th minute opener. This one. Flicked on. Pickford didn't collect, he came and fisted. Saka hooks clear. And Milenkovic sends that one back out. And it'll be an England goal kick. Always unconventional. Jordan Pickford going to punch the ball rather than collect. Harry Kane, great take. Kane fouled by Lich there. Not dangerous. Stop for England to whip the ball into the area without now. Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think Kieran Trippier will be on these set pieces. As Bukayo Saka down this right-hand channel. Whips the ball towards Declan Rice. Oh. Deflected into the hands of Rajkovic. That could have ended anywhere, though. Off the Serbian defender back there. Trippier in well, and Phil Foden had one of his few touches of the ball in the second half. He's been quiet. Ball back now with Jordan Pickford. Pavlovic had to go straight back out of play and win England throw. We approach the final 18 minutes here. Jude Bellingham playing some mind games. This fellow La Liga player there in Rajkovic. Throw destined for Bukayo Saka, who gets there first in the end. Finds Jude Bellingham, who's almost taken up this new role in his left-hand channel now. There's Trippier. And Foden. Saka once again tucking in nice and tight and narrow and always becoming a And the play to overload his left-hand channel here. Opening up space, percentage for Harry Kane. There's Bellingham. Holding off Pavlovic. Now Foden. And England just patiently building up here. Trying to play through this bank of 19 in front of them of Serbia in red. Saka keeps the ball alive. Now Foden. England just a bit of sustained pressure, sort of sustained possession here. Looking, probing to try and break it down this Serbian lower block. Great turn from Bellingham. And a foul given. Don't think that's quite right. The right call there. I think that is not a foul. He's guarded the ball quite well. Bevan Sevic here coming on to replace Zivkovic. Mancevic now coming on. Trying to create something now for the Serbians. So a bit more of a flair player here to add. There's more attacking squad they got out there on the pitch at the current point in time. So Mancevic, Tadic, Ilic, and Jovic all coming on. Can they be the difference maker though? I think they've just had a bit more sustained pressure and possession now that Serbia have to work their way back into this game again. Here's Foden. Growing as the game continued here now. Picks the ball up yet again. Gets his head up and drives. And taken down by Dusan Tadic. You see Foden grow into the game. That's very important. I said in the first half, he would be a very important player for England. He hasn't really been used and utilised enough in this game, I think. At least for my liking, because especially in the second half, you need someone like a full Foden to help break this low block that Serbia have implemented. And Bukayo Saka look like Mill making way. And it's the West Ham's Jared Bowen who's going to come on. So no Anthony Gordon as of yet. And Bukayo Saka's had a fantastic game, including that assist. Make way for the West Ham man. He has been fantastic this season in front of goal, and maybe he might be the one to get that decisive second goal in this game here. We're now back with Jordan Pickford. Jared Bowen will give you something a bit different now, a bit more of a hold-up player as well. He's played down the middle this season in the Premier League, and kind of Gallagher already winning a free kick. His industry will be very important for England here, you'd think. Winning that off from Milinkovic-Savic, who I've been very disappointed with in this game, if I've not made it clear enough as of yet. He's been subpar for me. Here's Bowen, his first flurry forward, and first run in, and the whip to Harry Kane. It's what a save from Rajkovic onto the crossbar. And what a save. Harry Kane's first half chance, and he almost scored from it. And already Jared Bowen comes on seconds on the pitch. It's already made a difference. Harry Kane, wow, what a save from Rajkovic. And that's what the Mallorca keeper's done all season in La Liga. Tapped it onto the crossbar. And somehow Harry Kane hasn't scored for England. And it's still 1-0. Maybe that's another big chance missed for England. Their third shot only on target for this game, and straight away, Jared Bowen making an impact. I guess Conor Gallagher as well, who won the initial free kick for the build-up of that play there. That's Serbia's warning shot. Now do they come back and make England rue that missed chance there? Zuka Jovic, very well with the ball at his feet there. Whips the ball towards the far post. Looks to roll past Scary Trippier. He's done well in the end to clean up that mess. Milinkovic done well. Serbia once again in the front foot here. England on the back foot. It's matched what I thought in the first half, was to get more balls in the area, and they've done that, but the quality delivery has not been there. And once again, Milinkovic-Savic poor, giving the ball away. That Saudi move's really showing. I think it looks like the match fitness isn't quite there. The match sharpness isn't quite there. Harry Kane holds that ball up well. Foden, and a poor pass towards Conor Gallagher. That was short and behind Gallagher. Now Serbia have a chance to spring the other way. The game just starting to spread a little bit and getting stretched. And Pavlovic's pass is poor. And Trippier have time to clean that up and find Phil Foden, who his mistake started that little counter-attack there. And the game just, yeah, as I said, stretching here a little bit, opening up in the middle of the park. Kieran Trippier's gone down here. And with his history this season with injuries, that does not look good for the English side. We might go see a premature introduction to Luke Shaw. See that cross again from Jared Bowen. Got to the bar line, lifted the ball perfectly across the 6-yard box. Harry Kane, strong, rising, and a powerful header that Rajkovic has had to get any sort of hand on, and he tipped it onto the crossbar fantastically well. Fabulous save, such close quarters. And that you would have thought if that went in the back of that would have killed that game off for good. As we're now in the 80th minute. Just a worrying sign if that is Trippier to be his day done. Looks like he's okay. There's even the pickle juice over on the far side. As the English fans find voice once again as we approach the last 10 minutes of this game here, which has been quite uneventful in terms of the standard set by these Euros so far in the opening 7 odd games. Serbia chances slimming as this game goes deeper. Haven't had that real quality in the final third to make an impact here on this English side. It's been poor second half. Ilic now. Great ball into the area that no one get the end of. It's the summary though. There's been a lot of whips into the area, some good, some poor, but none on the end of any forward. There's Tadic. He lifts it up towards Luka Jovic. Vlahovic gets the second ball. And his snapshot, tested Jordan Pickford. Had to get a touch on that. I don't know if it was going to the back or not, but no chance taken there by Jordan Pickford. He tipped that one over. And once again, get that ball in deep, get that ball forward. The forwards hold the ball up, and then for the first time this game, we've seen Vlahovic actually involved in this game. Vlahovic at the Tadic at the corner now. The captain whips it in. Stone's first clearance away. Ball destined the goal. And Vlahovic poor. And into the back of Kieran Trippier there. I think it was Harry Kane cleaning that ball off the line in the end. And there's Vlahovic's effort, which is always rising, looking over the crossbar, but Pickford took no prisoners there. No chance taken there. Tipped the ball over the crossbar. And Serbia still building. But again, the quality, you just can't see a way they can score a goal. There's the link between that first header. Winning possession. Vlahovic not happy, but he could winning it back. Less than 7 minutes to play now, regulation, plus some stoppages. And Pavlovic taking no chance of that one. They're heading that one out of play. Bellingham's goal, the sole goal, the difference so far for England. Walker to take this throw in on this near touchline. Walker's throw, challenging for Bellingham to get to. Probably too much for Bellingham to get to. There's Rice on the boys. Haven't seen much of in the last few minutes. Gallagher, his touch evaded him. And Bellingham well in behind Dusan Tadji. Reacted quickest there, Bellingham. Already driving forward, trying to create something here for his English side. He seems to be the one continuing to work hard. That's that Real Madrid blood running through Jude Bellingham. Continuing to push, continuing to want that second. There's Jared Bowen. Done well to take in that Pickford kick. And Kyle Walker. Slip that ball into Jude Bellingham. He turns well. Now to space for Harry Kane. That ball short of Kieran Trippier. Just a summary of his game, all in all. Quite poor from Harry Kane. There's Vlahovic's throw. Look to go quickly here, Serbia. But too quickly. That ball was behind. Luka Jovic. Harry Kane once again with another foul. He's won about 5 or 6 fouls in the second half. Strakan Stojkovic sits there angrily. Here comes Kobbie Mainoo to replace Jude Bellingham, who is the sole goal scorer. He is the difference maker so far. And replace one wonder kid with another wonder kid in Kobbie Mainoo. There's a header there. Chucking his body into the dangerous area, getting a header onto it. And such a powerful header to find the back of the net. He's done his job. And now Kobbie Mainoo will join Conor Gallagher and Declan Rice in the midfield there to shore up that midfield more defensively. What a moment for the youngster. He plays a 20-year-old with an 18-year-old. Not bad for England and Gareth Southgate to choose from. Looks like Declan Rice and Gallagher will sit deepest, and Kobbie Mainoo was sort of playing that more advanced role in midfield. Pavlovic clears. Tadic fouled by Declan Rice. So we approach the final 3 minutes of regulation time. Pavlovic now. Swings away to far side. That ball was poor. And Foden hacks high. Mainoo competing, and now England can go forward with Phil Foden. And he'll win a foul of Velkovic. Yet again, see when Phil Foden has any little moment of brilliance, you see what happens. Serbia won it back from that quickly taken free kick. Dusan Tadic on the ball now. And there's Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. I need something here as this game deepens. All England players sitting behind the ball now. And almost all camped on the edge of their own area. There's a great ball into the area. Didn't quite reach. It's Intenga target, which is Vlahovic, and England have no avenue out here. They're locked in. Serbian throw, which is taken quickly. Milinkovic-Savic now. And now Ilic. As this game deepens, England nerves increase. Been a far from a vintage English performance, but they might just get the job done. Milinkovic. Milinkovic-Savic, long shot. Oh, always wide and always high. And a wasted opportunity there for Serbia going forward. Always swerving away from the goal. It looks like Pickford did have it covered. We come now to the final minute of regulation time. You think 5 or 6 minutes of stoppages in this second half. It's Koimani pressing Rajkovic high up the pitch. Forces the Mallorca keeper to hit towards a one-on-one, which Trippier wins. Kane holds up well. And fouled again, but advantage paid by the Italian referee. And Declan Rice can play from that deep role, which he's played so well today in this game. Kane again. Fantastic hold-up work in this second half especially. There's Kyle Walker. Conor Gallagher playing a bit of 1-2 there. Foden's ball falling short of Trippier, but a 3-1 nonetheless for England. It's 4 minutes at a time. Quite short of the 5 I thought, but 4 minutes nonetheless for England to hold on, for Serbia to possibly make something happen and nick a famous point here in this first group game, which will go a long way for them to qualifying in this group. It's Walker and Gallagher. Now Kobe Mainoo. And Gallagher. Just playing keep off at the moment. Gallagher and Walker. And Mainoo in a foul from Milinkovic-Savic and Conor Gallagher. He's been impressive since coming on. John Stones now. Conor Gallagher wins that ball and wins a foul. And that's what he brings to the table. Hard work rate and ability to create things and make things happen. Two and a half minutes to play now in stoppages. England are basically home, but it's been a far from convincing performance. That ball ends up coming off Jared Bond, but once again, another 1-0 win. Just tournament football from Gareth Southgate, but the quality and the players he's got and the way they started this game, it's just disappointing they haven't gone on and done more in this game. Serbia being the better team from the half-hour mark onwards, it felt like. And might have a chance here to go and equalise it. Dusan Tadic. Less than 2 minutes now to play in this one. Ilic. Searching for Mladenovic. And Bowen in the way well. Copped a pain in the torso for his hard work. Here's Ilic. Space on the shot. Gallagher in the way. Pavlovic tries to get a nick on it. It's only as far as Milenovic. It's Serbia's time is ticking away. Just over a minute to go. Milenkovic finding Ilic. And Serbia have basically every number thrown forward at the moment. Minutes to play now. Pavlovic rises. Walker in the way. Bowen clears. Kane there first. And wins the foul off Milenkovic. And that should be that, you'd think. Gallagher, Foden now, as we have finished stoppage time and we have full time. Jude Bellingham the difference. England 1, Serbia 0. Again, a very Gareth Southgate type performance from England. Pragmatic, slow, not very engaging. But the opening half now had a lot of signs of improvement there. It was Rajkovic who kept it at 1-0 when Harry Kane went very close late in the second half. But Serbia not enough quality. At the end of the day, they had a lot of options going forward, but not enough quality in the final third to make it count. That all being said, the 1-0 win for England, they top the group for the time being, with Denmark and Slovenia drawing earlier. It's far from over yet from Serbia. A solid start for them against one of the favourites. They'll have to go and try and win the next 2 group games to make up the margin. But with that all being said, Jude Bellingham continues his hot form. He scores again here. And England, a great start to their group.